Hi, I'm Owen Burrell, President and founder of Future Forward.
I'm Micaela Tramontano, co-founder and vice president of operations here at Future Forwards. Future Forward is a student-led organization focused on empowering students to make thoughtful career decisions by the time they graduate from high school.
We want to offer this by doing things such as seminars, podcasts, and having job shadowing opportunities. So if you're interested in a job, we want you to be able to get some experience in that and more ideas about it before you just go straight into college and choose that.
There is no limit to Future Forward. You can try out any job that takes any interest to you.
Yeah. We're going to be focusing on what you can be doing over the next 4 years in high school to be prepared for college and career decisions.
Yes, because the college application process is hard and you need to start preparing now.
This is why I created Future Forwards, was for back in March of 2024, I was laying in my bed and I was thinking, man, I wish I could spend a day in the life of a finance job or a day in the life of a management job. But I didn't really have that opportunity, and I looked around for it, I couldn't find anywhere. And it wasn't realistic for me in my time to go to, let's say, 500 businesses, visit them or call them or email them. It wasn't realistic for me to do that and ask for that opportunity. So I looked for it online and I said, there's no organizations in my area for this. I need to start my own. And that's kind of the start of Future Forward, and it's built on that since then. And I really want to foster that career connections and be the middleman between high school students and business to say, this is your first step into actual careers, networking with business people, and getting you ready for college and career decisions. So you can say, maybe there's something you're really interested in. And then once you get into the job, you're like, this isn't what I actually like. And you won't get that knowledge until you experience it. So I really want to focus on giving students a diverse range of experiences so they can be more prepared for those decisions.
I became invested in Future Forward when Owen first told me about his idea. I thought it was an amazing idea. I myself tried to find internships, but I couldn't. I knew I wanted to do something in business, but I didn't know what. At first, I was a sales intern, working for a Mary Kay lady trying to sell makeup. And I knew enough about the job that I didn't want to do the job when I grew up. So I tried looking around town for an internship or anyone that would allow me to job shadow. I needed a feel for what HR was like or finance, but I didn't have any clue. So I decided to create Future Forward with Owen, which allows students to come in contact with businesses in order to reach their dreams and know what they want to do when they grow up. You may be thinking, why is a student-led organization like Future Forward so important to me as a freshman? Well, let me tell you. As a senior, I have been doing tons of college applications. Well, really, I've only done 5, but it's felt like tons because I spent hours and hours in the library writing my essays, trying to make sure that I am the perfect candidate to get into my dream college. Colleges are looking for students who are decisive leaders. To become a decisive leader, you need to join clubs. You need to start working on your college application resume or what you're going to put on your college application resume right now, because I put things on my resume that I did as a freshman. It is very important to get involved early.
Because extracurriculars are so important in the college application process, it's important you get involved early. The thing is, lots of people wait till they're a junior or a senior and they say, oh, I'm too young, I don't need to get involved in clubs yet. But then when they're getting in them, when they're a junior or senior, they're saying, how do I get involved in leadership? And they realize they're too late and do it now. To get involved in leadership and really build your reputation in the community, you need to go ahead and start young. Start as a freshman, get involved, say, how can I lead this club? And even if you don't hold official leadership title, be a leader in the club, do a good job and be involved. There's many types of clubs you can join. We have honor societies, CTSOs, and just clubs for really anything. Another good thing about clubs is you get a lot of cool experiences that you wouldn't get otherwise. You can go on many field trips. For example, in DECA, we get to go on field trips to Chattanooga and Orlando. So that's a huge experience.
Owen just shared why it is important to join extracurriculars. Let me tell you my experience. So, my experience in extracurriculars did start as a freshman. I joined Key Club, but I wasn't really involved. I didn't find that sense of community that I searched for. And then I joined DECA. In DECA, I found my people, my friends, and I have had a great high school experience because of this club. I became a leader within this club, and that is what I put on my college application. It is important to find what you love in high school so that you are more prepared for your future in college. I've had a great experience with DECA. I've also had a great experience within honor societies like NHS and NTHS because I have served in my community with those clubs. I have made friends in those clubs and met different people with all different backgrounds. It's a great experience, so please get started.
So my experience with extracurriculars have been awesome. I've loved them so much and it's been a huge part of my high school experience. So I'm going to say, starting back when I was a freshman, the first club I joined was DECA, because when I was an 8th grader, I came to Summit, I went on a tour of the school, and someone handed me a flyer and said, "This is a club about business." I said, "That sounds like something I'm interested in." But I never really took it further than that until I got into high school. I was like, wow, this is really cool, and I got involved in it. And slowly, step by step, I got more and more involved by saying, how do I compete? What is this field trip? And learning more about it. And then moving into my sophomore year, though, I actually got a leadership position in DECA, and that was my first really leadership position in a club. I said, wow, I want to do this for more clubs. But then the problem was I started joining too many clubs. So I joined probably about 5 or 6 clubs my sophomore year, and none of them were really relevant to me. I just joined them to be a part of the club for really just no reason. And I noticed it was tolling on me to take the time to join clubs that weren't important to me. So I really focused, find clubs that are important to you and that you can actually make an impact in. Don't just join clubs to be in a club. Find something that's important to you, you can make an impact in, and that you enjoy. And then moving into my junior year, I actually got to join NTHS, and that's another thing, I've really gotten to enjoy it. I've had an impact. Recently, we had to work with The Well for a food competition, and we raised almost 6,000 pounds of food for The Well outreach. And that's just it's so rewarding too to be a part of it. Not only is it fun and a great part of an experience to go through, it's rewarding to be able to say, wow, I impacted my community in this way. And so I really recommend getting involved in clubs and finding something that you can be a part of.
My name's Sarah Cheer, and I'm a senior this year.
Okay. How many extracurriculars are involved in, and what leadership positions do you have?
So I'm involved in 6 total extracurriculars. I do softball, basketball, I'm in NHS and THS and FCA and Summit Scribblers, and I hold leadership positions in 4 of those extracurriculars. So softball and basketball, I've been a starter since freshman year for softball and a starter since sophomore year for basketball. So we don't do actual team captains, but I've been playing for multiple years. And then I am the vice president of both NHS and NTHS.
Cool. How have extracurriculars contributed to your academic success?
I would say that they have taught me a lot of valuable skills that help with my time management and getting a lot of exposure to different fields, my engineering courses and things like that as well. I've learned great communication skills with my teachers and staying up to date with all of my courses and classwork.
Cool. What's your favorite extracurricular and which one looks the best on your college application?
I'd say the one that looks the best is probably the honor societies that I'm in, because I hold a leadership position in those, and I have to effectively communicate with members in that club and hold a lot of responsibility in those. My favorite is probably softball, just because that's a sport that I love and I've been playing it for multiple years. I also really enjoy Summit Scribblers, though, where I get to kind of show my artistic abilities as well, and I get to spend time with a lot of my close friends.
Cool. And how has your involvement in these extracurriculars benefited you?
I have met so many close friends through all of my extracurriculars, especially sports. All of my best friends I've met through sports. And I've also, through FCA, I've gotten to make spiritual connections with quite a few people that way. And just really getting to express myself and meet new people that I normally wouldn't if I didn't participate in them.
What advice would you give to freshmen?
I personally would advise freshmen to front load their coursework. So really stay on top of your classes in your freshman and sophomore year and take those harder classes even though you may not want to, because trust me, it really is beneficial to have an easier course load going into your senior year and being able to relax and just enjoy the time that you have, because you think that you have a lot of time, but it really creeps up on you. So just enjoy what you have and front load your courses.
You may be wondering, what's the best kind of club I can join to focus on my college and career decisions? The answer to that is a CTSO. A CTSO stands for Career and Technical Student Organization.
At Summit, we currently have 3. We have DECA for business professionals, HOSA for health professionals, and FCCLA for culinary and childcare professionals. CTSOs are a great way to get involved, as you are with people who are like-minded and also have future career goals that are similar to yours.
Yeah, another great thing about them is there's awesome competitions you get to go to. So all of the clubs, they all have their own competitions that you'll get to travel to, which is another good benefit of the traveling. But at these competitions, you'll really get a focus and dig deeper than you would in your classes and say, what does this look like? What's a real world example of this? And you can come up with your own ideas and really get creative with it.
There's also an extensive alumni network. I've met people who have joined DECA, and we've had that shared experience, and it's amazing because those people, since they know you're in DECA, will help you out. You can graduate from college and be like, I want to start my own business, and then reach out to people that you had who were in a high school club with you, and they will help you get your career started.
Another thing I want to say is some people think it's just a high school club, it's not important, I don't need to do it. When you go out, we've gotten to meet many people through Future Forward and do networking events. When we go out and meet real career professionals that are in the fields we want to go into, when we talk to them about what did you do to get here, they say, well, I first found out about this kind of job when I was in this club in high school. So we meet people, and I was at an event, it was at the industry fair. I talked to someone, they're like, do you do DECA? I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, no way, I loved DECA when I was in high school. And now she's the VP of her company. And so that's really amazing. You can really go far if you get involved in clubs.
If you feel like that this isn't the route you want to go down, there are also other amazing clubs at Summit, like the Art Club or Spartan Sally's, that will help you get started on your fine arts career. The CTSOs are a really great way to network and get real world experience so you have a better idea of what you want to do in college.
You also get great leadership opportunities through CTSOs, such as leading your chapter or maybe even leading your state or the whole country's chapter of the club.
These CTSO involvement looks amazing on a college application too. CTE classes are an amazing way to get involved in CTSOs. For example, I am in the marketing CTE pathway, and I have joined DECA, which has offered me with many experiences as I have talked about before.
Mm-hmm. So there's lots of CTEs we offer at our school, and then CTSOs correspond with that. Like how we have the healthcare pathway. You can join HOSA and now really expand on your classwork and really put you into the real world of what that classwork is going to look like on the job one day. And another thing to know is you don't have to be in those classes to join those clubs. In DECA, we have students, I think we have more students outside of DECA, outside of marketing CTE, than we do in them that are in DECA and really getting real business experience. So it's not just about, don't think you can't do it, oh, I'm not in the class for it. Think, just get that experience. If you want it, try it. You can always quit whenever you want. You don't have to stick with something.
That is a really great point, especially if you're part of another elective pathway, like the AP pathway, or the art pathway, or the band pathway. What's important in high school is finding what you love and becoming better at it, and becoming more involved in it. So let's say you are in the music pathway, and you want to become a piano teacher when you grow up. You're going to need experience running your own business, so you have to join DECA, which will give you experience, an entrepreneurial experience about running your own business. And so then you mesh those two pathways together and become a successful piano teacher.
Mm-hmm. Or let's say maybe you don't necessarily want to go into a certain career, but you just enjoy it. Let's say you really enjoy cooking. That could be something you join FCCLA for. You may not want to become a chef as a career, but you can learn a lot more about it and get involved with people that do, and then create that network there.
Elective pathways at Summit are just for students to find their passion. Another great program to keep in mind is the EIC. The EIC is a unique experience for anyone in the Williamson County District. With the EIC, you go in with an idea and come out with a reality, and a business that you started by yourself.
So the EIC is a place where you turn your idea into a reality. Other classes, you may come up with an idea and you're like, wow, that's really cool, but you don't really go anywhere with it. You maybe even do a whole project planning it out, but you don't really make it a reality. The EIC, part of your grade is making that a reality. You go into business, you make connections in the real world, you sell real product, you do a real service to people, and that's what the EIC is all about. It's about being an actual entrepreneur.
You also get money to start your own business. So if this is something you're interested in, be aware, because this is a really unique and important experience for anyone who wants to go into business.
Some EIC students as high schoolers have even got outside investments of up to $2 million. So there's huge opportunity. If you have a good idea and you want to make it a reality, the EIC is a huge opportunity for you.
And my name is Madeline. I'm a junior at Summit High School.
Awesome. So what is DECA?
DECA is a club for those who are interested in business and marketing at the high school level.
How has DECA benefited you?
DECA has helped me grow in my public speaking skills, because I have to present in front of judges and all types of people. It also has helped me ready for my careers because I want to go into the field of business and marketing.
So what kind of students should join DECA?
I think anyone should join DECA, but specifically students who are interested in being entrepreneurs when they grow up, or just want any kind of skill or to grow their experience in marketing and business.
And what would you say to someone to convince them to join DECA?
I would convince them we go on really cool professional business trips. So we go to our state conference in Chattanooga, so you get to compete and go there and fun. And if you qualify at state, you get to go to internationals, which has been all over the place. Last year we went to Anaheim, California.
So how has DECA aided you in your college decisions?
DECA has helped me narrow down specifically what I want to do. Like, I specifically want to do marketing instead of something like hospitality or business. And it just helps me like ready and get like better knowledge in those types of fields I want to pursue.
And what advice would you give to a freshman?
I would say just like really make sure you're in a bunch of different activities that are specific to what you want to do. So like DECA, HOSA, things like that. And just keep up your grades. It's easier to get grades freshman year when you have easier classes than when you're junior or senior and have hard classes.
I'm Micaela Tramontano. I'm a senior here at Summit. I'm involved in basically every club that I can be involved in, and I just love Summit.
So what is FCCLA?
FCCLA is a club. It kind of is between students that are in early childhood culinary, but you don't have to be in the class to be in it. We do a lot of drives, and we had a competition last year with other schools in Williamson County where we competed in things like public speaking, making child plans, and culinary presentations.
How has FCCLA benefited you?
FCCLA has really given me an opportunity to be a leader and to get to know a lot of different kinds of people at Summit. I also love it because it gives me a chance to donate to help things such as women's shelters and struggling people in the community of Spring Hill.
And what would you say to someone that you're trying to convince to join FCCLA?
I would say it's a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to help out our community, and it's amazing if you're trying to figure out what you want to do because it gives you a lot of ideas of ways you can be a leader in your future career.
And how has FCCLA aided you in your post-high school career decisions?
So I want to be a children's mental health therapist, and if that doesn't work out, I want to work with kids in any way possible. And after my sophomore year, I didn't have room in my schedule to be in early childhood anymore, so it gives me a way to work on my career in the future through the club and finding different opportunities to learn more about my career choice.
Cool. And what advice would you give to freshmen?
I would say get involved in as many things as you can. It allows you to make new friends, talk to people that you never thought you would talk to. Like, literally just talk to everybody and get involved in every single club. It's the greatest decision you'll ever make.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Delahunty. I'm the Community Outreach Officer for HOSA.
So what is HOSA?
So HOSA is basically a healthcare club that provides you with opportunities and experiences, and there's a bunch of competitions you can do. Yeah.
How has HOSA benefited you?
It gave me a lot of networking skills, and it taught me to be extroverted, because I remember when I first joined, I was really introverted, but now it's it gave me so many networking skills, and yeah, I just love it.
What kind of students should join HOSA?
Everyone is welcome to join it, but mainly students that are interested in going in the medical field, because it's going to provide you with a bunch of opportunities. So yeah.
And what would you say to someone you're trying to convince to join HOSA?
Just do it. It's amazing, especially because high school is all about experiences. So join as many clubs as you can, and HOSA is one of the clubs that is so welcoming, and we're still growing, and we have so much more room to grow. So yeah, just join. It's great.
How has HOSA aided you in your decisions for after high school?
Before, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but after being in the club for from freshman year through junior year now, I feel it really kind of gave me a clarity that I do want to go in the medical field. So yeah.
Okay. And what advice would you give to freshmen?
Just do everything you can. That's the only thing I can say. Like, just put yourself out there. Even if you're like really introverted, just put yourself out there. And yeah, just be nice.
So now you've heard from the different CTSO leaders at Summit about what they are about and how you can get involved in them and why you should. I want to say, if none of those sound of interest to you or those aren't careers you want to go into and you're like, man, I wish they had it for this career that I'm interested in, I want to remind you, there are many other CTSOs that we may not have right now, but you can bring to Summit. You can find a teacher at Summit that says, I am okay with being an advisor for this and I want to do this. And then you can look online to see what CTSOs are there and what are their career clusters.
CTSOs are amazing, but a great way to elevate what you have learned in CTSOs is to join Future Forward, as you will get real workforce experience within Future Forward.
So, there are a few things we offer at Future Forward that you can get involved in. First off, the easiest thing you can get involved in is listen to our podcast. Every 2 weeks we try to release a new episode of our podcast where we speak to someone, a professional in their career, and say, how did you get to where you are? And really ask them about, how did you get there? What can a student do to get there? And what advice would you give to a high school student right now to get there? This is helpful because you get a feel for the job without having to go to an event and just be from the comfort of your own home. It's streaming right now on YouTube and Spotify. Our first episode is with Mr. Jackson, our high school teacher here, and he gets to talk about his experience becoming a teacher and how he got there and his college experience. Another thing we offer is career seminars. We have these events where you can meet with other passionate students in Williamson County, and everyone in the county is invited if you're a high school student, and you get to learn from a career professional. We'll have a speaker there, and they'll talk about their experience in their job. For example, we may have an engineering night, and we'll invite any student that's interested in maybe becoming an engineer one day to listen about his experience in engineering and really get advice, and you get to network with real professionals. Another thing we want to offer is we want to have job shadowing opportunities. In the summer, we want it so you can go to a real life job for an 8-hour period over 2 days. So you spend 4 hours one day and 4 hours the next day. That way you get a feel for a full business day and what that job is like. This is huge because you really don't know what the job's like until you're actually in it. And a job that may sound really cool to you, you may get there and be like, wow, this isn't what I expected. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And so that's really an eye-opening experience that I want y'all to get into. So look for this summer, we'll have a job shadowing opportunities coming up. And then lastly, we have office walkthroughs. We'll work with businesses to open up their office. Let's say it'll be like a Thursday night, and then it'll be like, come in at 6 p.m. to tour our office and meet with different people from our company. This is a huge opportunity to learn what different options companies have, because you may not think about it, but companies have jobs that you wouldn't think about. Like, for example, I was speaking to a guy who owns a cooking company, and he did catering. And there's other jobs in like office jobs that you wouldn't think about. You wouldn't think if you worked for a catering company that you'd be doing an office job in finance, but he had those roles available, and you would never think about that until you meet them and talk to them or even get to tour their office.
As you just heard, we offer tons of experiences through Future Forward, but we also have tons of great people that we are in collaboration with. For example, we met the mayor, so if you want a job shadow, you may have a job shadowing experience with the mayor. We also met many other people, like for example, our next podcast is going to be with Mrs. Miller, who owns hotels. So if this is something you're interested in, it's a very diverse program, and I highly recommend you getting involved in it. This is a great experience as it can turn into real world experience. You can get an internship from your job shadowing and get paid a salary in high school. It'll also look great on your college application, as colleges are looking for, as I said before, decisive students who know what they want to do. Please join. Future Forward thrives around student involvement, which is why it's so important to get involved in leadership. As a leader of Future Forward, you will be able to go to crazy events, like chamber events and networking events, and it's a great thing to put on your college application. It is also for you if you're passionate about finding a career of your choice or helping other students, being a community leader. Please sign up for leadership. We need your help.
If this is something you're interested in, and this sounds like something you want to do, sign up at our QR code and we'll be able to contact you if you leave your personal email. This is no commitment. You're just signing up to say you're interested in and that's something you want to work with and what you want to do. Thanks for watching. I hope you feel more guided on your career path and what you want to do in high school to prep you for your college and career decisions. I encourage you to listen to our last podcast with Mr. Jackson and all of our future podcast episodes coming out. Visit our website at this QR code on the screen. And also email us with any questions at futureforwards1@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at futureforwards1.